Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Watch tight end's right. Watch tight end's right. Even. 4 down.
Go. Get out there.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Tight end's left. 4 down.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Hey, 4 down.
There we go. There we go.
Motion.
26.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
26.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Andre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
To the house.
Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that
We got
hurts.
3. We got 3.
A run for the first time with Devontae Freeman.
Blitz.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. DeMarcus Lawrence
Get up!
in on the tackle.
You're going nowhere, son. You're going nowhere. Woo!
Ready, Blue 80. Ready, get out.
On second down, Ryan. And Jones hands it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing we do know,
Hey,
he's
let's
going to
go.
get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball.
And Freeman lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
Hey, here we
How
go.
about going inside your defense? Thank you. A huge lead the points when they stalled out that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit. Let's put some points on the board on this one.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Crunch time, defense. Check, 45.
26.
Second down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
45.
26.
This is caught at the 8. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. A really good pickup at 28 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just
26.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in distance. Not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
right there.
From the gun is Ryan.
Hey, watch the slam.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Hey, let's go.
You know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
Everyone go forward out.
Back to football. That's Freeman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently,
Ready to go.
Consistently here. Flush to his right.
Hot.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do.
81 right there. He's
Hard to
Check that
attain,
guy.
but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Again on second and 10, it's Ryan. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target, and it's third down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
You got three down.
Ready! Blue 80!
3rd down, Ryan. He goes underneath the Freeman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give him 12 yards and a first down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Man left. 3 down, 3 down.
Got it. Go.
First and 10.
Brad.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Run.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in this team, has got to be priority 1.
They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen is available. When you get a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down. What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
21. Ready. New 80. Get out of
Hey, watch the ball.
And
Watch
that
the ball.
is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But he wasn't time to force it. He felt like he needed another play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
46.
When you scored points, it's a whole lot more than you when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now Elliott finds an opening past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a lot of credit, thanking him for that much space to run.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield. He had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back.
On second down, Prescott again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Prescott looks to throw on first. A double to Elliott. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, we got 4.
To the air again, Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. So the Cowboys will punt it on 4th down, as on is the veteran Chris Jones to kick it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Blue 80.
Check. 4 down. 4 down.
20. Blue 80, set up.
Back into his end zone. And open, that's Calvin Ridley.
Hey, let's go.
He's able to get this up just shy of the 15.
21,
Gain of
got it.
13, helping big time to get away from that end zone.
21.
First down.
Here we go.
Ryan, first down. Now he's forced out left. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Go.
On second down, here's Ryan. It's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And
let's
they're
go.
able to get this one across the 35.
11. Hey, wait.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. A gain of 3, second down. Clock running, and the Falcons with a sense of urgency. Ryan. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
4 down.
On first and 10, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Check 24. Check 24. Check.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, gets a good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Getting it on left side to Sanu. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hand, this will be a 52-yardage. And Bryant's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Bryant now, after hitting the field gets set to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take a shot before the clock runs out.
Here I come! Here I come!
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Emile. And now a long one for Matt Bryant. He's hit from 62 in his career, but that was all the way back in 2006. On the other side of the field, it's a 61-yard attempt. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not here. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to say, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, you saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, express! Go!
Fake to Freeman. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Blitz!
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
We got three!
Ready! You ready?
They'll run it out. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. So Prescott of the Cowboys, 1st and 10 at their own 23.
46.
Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
Gun.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
Gun.
Check 59, Mike.
Here we go, 46. 46.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last run. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how
46.
difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receiver as much as they're playing the opposite quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB
46.
to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to the guy. It looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And another incomplete pass. Here's Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run because defensive ends are like in a sprinter's stance. They're just going to stay for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
46. 45, Mike, 45. Good. Here we go, 46. 26.
Here's Prescott, and he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline.
Good.
And what did we just see there?
26.
Benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available.
Well, they're a perfectly executed crossing route. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Here we go, 46.
Want it. Keep playing hard, fellas.
Here we go, 46.
First down, Prescott. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's what he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here we go, 46. 26.
Going again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Drops it underneath. Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, the tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And here now come the Falcons. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he's brought down after a good gain. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
Three down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take the rest of the game. That does get in your mind a little bit. Sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackles.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Ryan now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 14 so far. First and 10. Now it's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon,
hey, let's go.
The drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
21.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch
12. Let him go.
In the shotgun, Ryan. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Falcons on third down.
Hey, let's go.
3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4.
Tight end's right.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Check. 45's the mic.
On first and 10, Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A nice gain of 21 yards. Prescott now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first and 10.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
Prescott from the gun. And his throw is incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Go tackle.
On second down, Prescott again. Throw left side complete. It's Elliott. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 38.
47.
Trips.
Prescott yet again. And this is going to be intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So how about that for a momentum switch?
Interception, baby.
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here.
He's tight right
Now
here.
their opportunity to take the lead.
And he'll power his way up near the 25. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Second down, Ryan.
Crash down.
And he'll find his man on the outside. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after
Hey,
this.
let's go.
Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check.
12. Ready to go.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And this one brought in by Sanu. A gain of 6 there on first.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Been busy today. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Baby. Yeah, baby.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Hey, wait.
3 down.
Here's Ryan.
Take 4.
He comes underneath to Freeman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
You got him.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Wait. Ready. Wide 25.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Ready to go.
Pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Get out.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there.
46,
Just not the
yeah.
game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Exactly what's going on. Is it dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
45.
Gun.
Mike 45.
Prescott.
Came up.
A dump off to Elliott. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Here we go, 46. 26.
Now Prescott. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not putting some time on the clock. You have to be very good mitigating. It's a tough game presented against you.
This one caught by Davis. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down and attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal to give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
You got to remember, because now that we're in overtime, mistakes get magnified. So you got to walk that line between being aggressive and being careful, because that was a dangerous throw right there. Yeah, obviously,
and nearly was an interception. He's lucky to get that one back. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Pat McKinley in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there.
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So out come the Falcons now. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now they're able to win the game. Awesome job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it.
So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Everyone's
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
4 down.
21.
Now
Go.
what can Ryan do here in overtime? That's complete. Hooper. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It goes as a gain of 20 down for Devontae Freeman. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
3 down. We got trips over here. That's overload.
2 minutes to go here in overtime.
Take down.
We'll be
81.
back after this.
Hey, watch the lane. Hey, wait. Let him go.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Let me go.
The throw on 3rd down. And some room to maneuver. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get it overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. Within an OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
So for the Cowboys, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.